This video is mainly to give us updates on our new features and some things that are advanced also, special customizable scenario. So let us just look at them. The first one we're going to look at is how we sell in, or rather how we rent out rooms in a hotel, how we document it. The first thing is to go to the financial side, which is a new order. So you click on new and then you look for, assuming it's room B13 we want to give out. Now let's look at this. Let's say for 6, let's just say for 10 days. For 10 days, and from our database it is $50. So we'll leave it at that. We'll save it. Let's just write some things about maybe the remarks about the person. So yeah, the remark is that he came to spend the holiday with his wife for the 10 days, and the name of this person and other things we enter here. So the name is Ejare. Please always use this plus. Please always ensure you use plus. Then let's just assume the phone number is any of this phone number, the email is any of this email. Okay, now let's assume this person paid using transfer means. So to be very sure, so that we can verify if that transaction was successful, we'll take a snapshot of the transaction on the mobile phone. But let's just, in any way, we'll just take a picture. This is just a sample. Assuming this is the transaction, something that represents the transaction, we take this snapshot and we'll keep it. Then remember, it paid using transfer, so we save this. Saving this has told us that we did a certain transaction, using transfer means, and the person that made the transaction is Efolad. Okay, now the other thing we'll do is to now go and document this on a calendar. Now if you now go to the calendar event, you go to item monitoring by name. If you go to item monitoring by, we look for that very room, that's room 13, room B13. So you click on it. You will now click add. Now remember the number of this. Before we said the number of arrow QTY does not matter. This is the update. It now matter. Let's say 10. Don't forget it was 10 we wrote over there, so it's 10. It now matters because if you now come here, which is date start, this date start, if you now enter the start date, let's say the start date is today. Let's assume the start date is today. You set it automatically. If you click out, automatically the end date will be set automatically. So please note this, the current year is a leap year, so that's why you have 29 days in February in case. So this is the update we just brought in, whereby the app automatically help you determine the checkout date. Okay, so if you remember the client's name, you write it here. If I could remember, I think the name was Ejale that we used. You click add, remark, came to spend the holiday with the wife, you save it. Now if the rest data about the phone number, the email address, they are available, you enter them and save. But remember, this update is about this the quantity here, ROQTY, which we say does not matter before. It now matters. You must enter the number of days, then you now enter a date start, because even if you change this date start now, for example from 25 to 27, you are going to see this end date is going to change. If I click out, it has changed from where it was before to 8, but let's return it back to 25th. So if we set it now from 8, it will change to 6. So we now save. Having done this, let's now go and look at the implication on calendar. We'll go to Pro User. We'll go to Event Calendar. Now, this is that room B13. Let's change it to month. Room B13 starts on the 25th, because it's showing last month now, so we are not saying the date. So on the 25th, is it B13, 25th, and it continues to the following month, B13, continue to on the 6th. So that's for that. Let's go to the home page and take on the other scenario. Now, as we know, the financial side of that transaction we just made, you can find it here. Please remember, this report says, if you click there, ensure that the current date, which is 25th, is covered. Let me take you to 25th. Yes, 25th. Now I set it. I hope the timing is okay. Let me take it to 4 p.m. so that we take the time we are in currently. So if you now come here, you will see the sales amount, sales profit, sales quantity. But let's just go to sales amount. Let's see if we are going to see that transaction we just made. Let's go into click. This B13. This is that transaction we just made. Remember, 50,000 per night times 10 days is 500,000. If you want to know the detail, you click there. Is the last transaction we made, quantity 10 nights, each night. No, this is the total quantity, total amount 500,000. The profit is 400,000, because you are not going to pay for the lodge. You already have the lodge, it's already with you, so you don't have cost price. And the person is a Jale. You can call it Jale. Then you can email, you can text a Jale. Then you can look at the remark, came to spend the holiday with the wife. So this is how you get the other side of the transaction, which is the financial side. Now, the other scenario I want to look at is to just let you know that if you have any problem, you want to know anything in this app, and you don't know who to call, there are many ways, but one of them is that you go to the welcome page, you scroll, just scroll till you get to this set of information here. This section, you see, watch these video tutorials and other resources for guide. So you come here and click on view. When you are on view, maybe you just want to know how to book hotel. For example, the hotel we just talked about just now, you will click on search. You click on search and write maybe hotel, something, maybe receipt. If you write hotel, event and checkout date, hotel transaction, let's go to hotel transaction. This was the former video we made that we just updated, but let's look at it. If you click on it, it's going to take you to YouTube. Before we go, I just want to let you know that this app can be customized to fit in the very scenario. So we are now on YouTube. Or business type to check-in. Let's say room check-in, check-out, for a hotel. Let's say for the financial aspect, let's look for the room. Yeah, the video just take you to what you search for, something about hotel. It can be something about receipt. It can be something about anything. You are going to see it there as part of our Let's say room. So when you are through, you go back, you clear. If you have any other you want to search for, let's say receipt. So how to generate receipt, you click on it. Receipt generation and printing. So if you click on it, let's see what's going to happen. You play it. This is transaction. Then you can view your receipts offline if you are waiting for network. you get it there. This is how you check for anything that you need information on within the app. You can get it. When you are through, you go back to the app. We are back to the app. You click on pro user to return back to where you want to do anything. Now, if you can't find it there, you can also come to post to forum. If you click on post to forum, just click add. Okay, look at different subtopic here, but here you are interested in Sellebrety about the app. Just watch what will happen down here. If I click on it, it will not ask me, do you want to ask any question? You just click on it, ask question. What is the topic? Update. For example, you are interested in update. Comment. What is the... So you ask your question. When you are through with asking a question, you just click save. Once you ask a question like this, everyone will see it, and if anybody have any information to give to you about it, they will certainly answer you back. For example, if you now go to shopping and forum, let me show you something here. Discussions. The question you just asked, what's the latest update? Look at it here. Anybody can see this question and then reply you. These are reply. Amongst us, the people who are the moderators, anybody who know anything about it can just reply you. Please, let me check it again. So this is it. This was a question you ask. So somebody can come and click add and reply you. It will reply to what is the latest question, what is the latest update feature. So for now, I'm not saying anything because that page is supposed to come and answer that. So you come to your own page. This is an app that is ready to meet your needs as much and as quick as possible, not just individually but as a team. We'll combine efforts. There are some people who have used the app and they know so much, they can assist you. So you can ask your question if you cannot find among the resources in this place where you have the videos and other item that you'll see here, because even our CSV file, sample CSV file that you can import, you are going to see them here later. So you click on view and go to the very one you're interested, you click on it. You can even scroll from subject to subject and begin to play them. The next scenario we want to consider is if you make mistake. In this app, you cannot delete. But if you make mistake, how do you now correct it? So let us mistakenly sell what we are not supposed to sell. Let's just click on new. Let's say a pencil. Now, before we do this, let's go and check how many items are remaining in this pencil we want to sell. So to do that, let us go to item monitoring by quality left. So let's look for that pencil, good quantity, but the quantity left here is 100. Please, let's be careful here. The quantity left, please, let's look for it again. The quantity left for pencil is, the total quantity left is 85. Please look at it here. It's what you see here. What is left in pencil currently is 85. We are going to sell 5 and see how many are going to remain. So let's go back. Pencil, please look at it. It's also written here. The quantity left, whatever you see here is the quantity left is 85. So now let's go and sell 5 out of this 85. Let's go and mistakenly sell 5. Pencil, that's add new item. We'll say pencil. Now we'll say 5. Let's say 5. Let's just say 5. That was just what we want to do. Let's say by card we sold 5. For example, we sold 5 and we believe this is a mistake. So let's go and check the quantity left now. place is still updating. That's why you are seeing this. Okay, it has finished updating. So quantity, item monitoring by quantity. Let's go to pencil. Please pardon me. Now pencil, if you look at pencil, it's now remaining 80. Please look at it. If you click in, it's now remaining 80. But let's assume those 5. We were supposed to set 3. That means there was a mistake of 2. So this, what we are supposed to have here is not supposed to be 80. It's supposed to be 83. So let's go back and credit back to, let's go and correct the mistake. We'll go back to that very place. We cannot delete. We'll come here and look for the same pencil. Instead of, remember, we are supposed to sell 3. We sold 5. So we oversold by 2. So we are removing that 2. Mind you, this is where we are removing from, not the amount. The amount and everything will remain. But this quantity is the only one we are working on. Once you do that, everything is going to reflect. Look at all this negative. It's going to update the amount, whatever the profit that you made before, it will update all. I need not show you all, but that is the truth. We have tried it. So let's try to save it now and said whichever way the person paid. We just click save. So let it finish updating. It's still updating. Look at this. It's synchronizing. But let's just go to item monitoring by quantity left. Let's look for the pencil we just talked about. It's still showing 80, right? No, it's not going to show 80. It's not showing 82. Look at it. It's not showing 82 because we returned back 2. This, whatever we all did now, has affected the entire database. Assuming the money, you check the money that was here before now, and after now, you are going to see that everything here has updated. So that's for that. What of if you are restocking? That's the second scenario we want to look out for now. Now let's look at a scenario. We just return what we sold and the quantity left increased from 80 to 82. But if we bought things and store in our database, this quantity will still increase. If we mistakenly write the wrong thing and want to correct it, if we mistakenly overstock and now write, reduction, if we now do what we just did just now, in this case, it will not increase. This one increased from 80 to 82. It will not increase, it will decrease. So, assume we want to restock this, we can restock from this place also. Although this is the traditional place for restocking here, this is the restock. We can check out for pencil and restock. Okay, let's restock through here. Let's try to bring in 10 so that 82 will turn to 92. Let's just leave everything at default. Let's say cost price is 50. Then let's leave sales price at 60 just for this scenario. So if we save it, we have restocked. Now let's go to item monitoring by quantity left. In fact, let me say by name. Okay, quantity left, because I want to see the value. So pencil, it has moved to 92. Look at it. It has moved to 92, just as we anticipated. Now, assuming we mistakenly overstocked, it was supposed to be 8, but we mistakenly wrote 10. So now we are going to remove 2. When we were selling and we removed 2, the quantity left increased. But now that we mistakenly overstock our store, if we remove 2, it's going to reduce. So that correction, instead of going back to restock, we can also do that same thing here. Let's just click here. So we now write -2 here. This is just for example. So 50 selling price, 60 50 cost price, 60 selling price. Just leave those ones because it took the last information we put in there. So if you now click save, that 92 is supposed to turn to, this 92 is supposed to return to 90 now. But let us wait while the calculation is ongoing, and let us wait for it to update. It has updated. So this is how you correct any error into the database. See, as this quantity is changing, likewise the overall amount, all the calculation within this database, your profits, there's not just profit, we also have potential profit. What you have stock, it will check the selling price and use to estimate for you your potential profit. All those things, total amount sold, everything, it will recalculate and update everything. So that's how you do your correction. So if you now want to see the different transaction, look at here, this the correction, how we corrected this place. This is the -2. Also, if you also come here, you will see this correction we did in the sale. This is stocking side. When you are bringing it into the store, here we record it. When you are selling, here we record it. So all those say where we made mistake of 2, and we now corrected it. We first wrote 5, and we later wrote -2. So the owner of the business is able to check all this. And you were supposed to write some kind of a remark in cases like this, so that someone will come and know that, okay, this was what was going on here, and that's why all these things happen. So you are supposed to enter remark when you are doing all those things. Please, for your own, just write the remark. This was done to correct whatever, to update whatever. So that's for that. Now, the other scenario we want to look at is somehow tricky. Please just bear with me. For example, you buy things in bulk, but you sell in retail form. You can also sell in bulk, but don't worry. Assuming you sell a bottle of water, you sell in bottles of water, but you buy in carton, and each carton contains 10 bottles, for example. How do you record this? If you now have 10 cartons where each carton has 10 bottles in it, everything will be 100 bottles. Are you now going to say, okay, the quantity I'm buying is 100 bottles, or you're going to say the quantity I'm buying is 10 cartons, but each carton contains 10 bottles, so that is, and each of those cartons costs 10 bucks, so that the 10, each bottle now costs $1. Please, let's get this very clear. So let's try to simulate this. If you are not buying in bulk, if the quantity, if the unit in which you buy, maybe you buy in meter, you sell in meter, you buy in piece, you sell in piece, you buy in kg, you sell in kg, no issue. But a situation whereby you buy in carton and you sell in bottle, the system will want to use uniformity in addressing any calculation. If it's calculating in carton, you will calculate in carton or true. If it's calculating in bottle, that item calculate in bottle or true. So when you are bringing in carton to it, it has to convert it to bottle first, because that is the unit of measurement. So now let's look at it. That's a restocking issue. If you go to restock, and let's see any item we have here. Like, okay, let's just say water. For example, please, let's say water. And here, we are buying 10 cartons. We'll write 10 there. What is the cost of each carton? We said 10. The cost of each carton is 10. Now, each of these carton, how many units are in each? The unit here is bottle. We say 10. Now let's look at what this system is going to do for us. This is the only moment where you use this number of units in each quantity. Look at what this system is going to do. Please, this is a selling price. We will come here later. You are the one to say this. This was the former selling price. It does not follow with this scenario we are trying to carry out here. So this system was able to automatically detect that the price of each bottle is 1 buck. The total quantity was able to determine it as 100. So it now said the cost amount is 100, the total cost amount, because it is, we say each one is 10 bucks, and we have 10 quantity. But this 10 quantity we have, each of them has 10 bottles in it. So we actually have 100 bottles. 100 bottle. And if you know, by simple calculation, if the 10, if each one costs 10 naira and there are cost 10 bucks and there are 10 bottles in each, that means each one is 1 buck per bottle. You don't need to be doing all this. This app will automatically do this for you. It's trying to help you convert from that your wholesale, that bulk purchase. It's trying to convert it to each unit. This one will always come in 1, and leave it in 1, please. If you are not buying in bulk, just leave it in 1. If we had left it in 1, the cost per unit would have been 10, and the total quantity would have been 10. But the total cost amount would have been 100, which is 10 times 10. But we are now saying that each of these quantity you are seeing has subunit of 10 in each. That was how these prices, everything changed. The quantity is 300, the cost amount is 300, but the cost price for each unit has changed. So this is how you capture, this is how you use this app to bring in things in bulk, and it will automatically calculate the retail amount for each of those items. Then if your unit cost, this is now your real unit cost, is 1, then your sales price should no longer be 700, but something like 1.5, or maybe 2, or whatever it is. I just want you to use that. I'm not going to save this because I would have clicked save and it will save. It's a complete deviation from what we did before. You know, this app working is continuum. Whatever I do now, I will go and start selling things at this price, and this price compared to the former price, which is 700, is not very good. It's too wide, so I will leave it. I will not save this. But this is how you capture things in wholesale approach. You don't need to be multiplying in your head. Just do as we have done here. So when you are through, you click save, but I'm not going to click save. I've explained that. The next thing we want to consider is also like this one, is when we want to sell in bulk. For example, that same, let's go back to the scenario of that room. Assume you want to give out this room, yeah. This room, each night is 50,000. If somebody want to spend 10 days, is going to pay 500,000. That's 500,000. But this person come and say, I want to spend 10 days. But that 10 days, instead of paying you 500,000, I'm going to pay you 400,000. Special discount for 10 days. What you will do is this. Instead of writing 10 here, you now leave this one as 1, please. See, here it's already written, telling us it's 500,000. You now leave here as 1. What we did before that, we said leave this 1. It's now inverting. Leave here as 1. This price that is 550,000, turn it to that 400,000. Don't worry, just watch. You will now come here. Look at it. The total amount is now 400,000. You will now come here and said that thing. You write it here. Look at what is going to happen. It's now telling that instead of before you were giving this room out for 50,000, you are actually now giving it out for 40,000. However, the total amount is still going to remain 400,000 that this person paid that you enter here. It's like the person is trying to bulk purchase. So in bulk purchase, these are some of the intricacies in it. It's not good that you start using your head to say, okay, now that this person had reduced the price, what was now the price per night? Just give it to the app in this way. Please, these are special cases. These are not usual cases. So if it's complicated, just leave it. Most time, I believe over 80% of those people who use this app, they may not have to do this. But perversion, there is need for it. This is how to do it. Now, this is where we are. This is step 1. What about the other step? Maybe we have another. Before I continue, you click on save to document this. What this app will do here is that it will use 440,000 to calculate from the database. Look at it, still know that the quantity, the number of nights is 10. It will use it to calculate if you have any profit or whatever. We just use this room as an example. It could have been that same carton of water. In fact, the next one we're going to do now, let's try that carton of water. Let's see how we can use wholesale price and we still make sure that the system is able to detect the amount per unit. So I'm not going to save this. Please, if you save it, nothing will happen. But let's try the other scenario where you have, where here will not just be 1. Here can be 10. And within this 10, there are a lot of things inside. So let me go back. Let me discard. Now let me try this. Let's try this. Let's assume now we want to sell water. And please, the price is going to be different. Yes, it's not that one bulk that we were using the other time. We say that was just for simulation. The price for a bottle of water here is 700. That means if there were 10 bottles in each carton, if this person wants to buy that 10, he's supposed to buy it for 7,000. Are we together? But now that if this person wants to buy 10, the total amount is supposed to be 7,000. But now this person wants to buy it as a carton. Instead of 700 for a carton, he wants 7,000 for a carton. He wants to use 5,000 per carton. So what you are going to do is this. You see that total amount per carton, which is now 5,000 instead of 7,000. You write it here. Please, this one was supposed to be 1 before. You write it here. So the amount is 5,000. That is if this person buys 1, the amount, if he buys 1 carton, please, the amount will be 5,000. But the selling price per unit that you are seeing here is not 5,000. For us to get the real selling price per unit per bottle, how many bottles are in this single quantity? That here is now carton, please. So you come here, I just pray you get this, I just pray. But if you watch this video over and over, you are going to get this. Here now, the number of quantity in each unit, the number of units in each quantity, or rather, number of units in each quantity is now 10. Now look at what is happening here. Remember, here was supposed to be 770 $700. Because this person bought in bulk, and he was buying each one for 5,000 instead of 7,000, the amount he was supposed to pay which was supposed to be 700 has reduced to 500. You are not the one that wrote this 500. It's the system that wrote it here. But this is what we are now saying. Assuming the cartons this person bought was not one, maybe it was 5. What then happened? The number of quantity in each carton still remain 10. The selling price for each carton still remain 5,000 in bulk. The selling price per unit still remain 500 instead of 700 now. But the amount has increased from the former 5,000 for one to 25,000 for 5 carton. I just pray you get this. If you miss it, replay this part and you will understand how you can use this app to capture things in bulk. It's only becoming a little bit complicated because we are trying to capture things in bulk. If you were selling per bottle, you won't do all this stress. You won't even touch this place. You won't touch this place. Sincerely, I know it wasn't easy. If you can get this, you really tried. You really tried. I appreciate you. I know it was not easy, but we have to do it. It's a problem that needs to be solved. So just take your time to understand the apps. It's not one day. This app took years for people like us to develop. And it's not a matter of boasting. The person talking to you, he has a doctorate degree in electrical engineering. So he's not just someone by the side. So I know it may not be easy for you to understand the iteration, changes, scenarios, circumstance, but just try. You will get it. Watch it again, you will get it. These are special advanced features. It's not something you will crack your head over. Your business may never need this, but assuming it will need it one day, just try and learn it. And I believe you will get along. God bless you in Jesus' name. Amen.